Hi there, and thank you for joining this webinar special for Carsnip.com. What we're looking to do for the next sort of 5 to 10 minutes is just give some of our automotive dealers and clients a little bit of food for thought in regards to the escalating coronavirus pandemic that appears to be spreading across the world. Hopefully give some reassurance, definitely give some sort of insights on what we think is going to happen and what we think dealers might be beneficial in considering as part of their business on a day-to-day basis.
We do have a full schedule of automotive-related webinars due to launch throughout April, but we just wanted to record this special episode to try and offer dealers some support in this sort of uncertain time. You're not alone during these times. You know, we're all in it together, and if we can help, we like to try.
Yeah, absolutely. And perhaps what we should also do is introduce ourselves. You might recognise the voices from us speaking to you on the phone. Well, my name's Philip White. I'm the Commercial Director here at Carsnip. We've also got here with me today Paul Cannon, our Sales Manager. We're both employed by Udall Car Finance, which is the parent company, and they're taking a lot of action, and there's lots of discussion regarding the impact or possible impact of the coronavirus upon the industry, both finance and automotive advertising. And also, of course, what that means to staff and the wider economy. There's been so much discussion about contingency planning, what businesses should be looking at, maybe should be thinking about doing, both to support clients and consumers if the worst was to happen.
Yeah, I mean, what would you say that you're most concerned about, here at Carsnip, if the spread of coronavirus continues to spread and debilitates our industry?
Yeah, well, I mean, first and foremost, I think my main concern is always for the well-being of the team. I think everybody should be making sure that their staff are looked after, because it's absolutely empirical to any business. We're in the people business. We need people on the forecourt selling cars. We need customers coming to buy cars. It is a people business, so you've got to look after those key stakeholders. And between the hours of 9 to 5, obviously, it's really easy to get wrapped up in the day-to-day, making money, selling cars, growing the business. But we mustn't forget the fact that everybody's got people at home. People who look after and nourish our team are really important, and those personal lives and connections is just as important to keeping a business running as selling a vehicle. Another factor as well is, of course, that the spread of coronavirus can come from many places, not just within the workplace. I think you and I, Paul, both have children at nursery and at school, and there's such a high level of risk in those environments. So you can't just look at your business from a single standpoint of who are your team members. It's who are their family and friends, what are their network, what are the second and third networks that all feed into the business. Now, of course, it's really important not to make this webinar all doom and gloom, and I don't think it is all doom and gloom. I think that we're still in the early days, in my opinion, and I certainly don't subscribe to all the panic buying and or the drastic action that the general public seem to be taking. Why everybody needs to rush out and buy toilet rolls, I really don't know. And actually, it's interesting that I think Tesco have made a really smart move, electing a 5-item purchase limit on their core items. I think that's smart. I think it calms the general public. It stops a little bit of stupidity. And I think it will probably be taken up by many large retailers very soon.
What do you think, or how do you think the automotive industry could be affected in the next sort of coming weeks and months if this continues to go the way it looks at the moment?
Well, I mean, of course, all anyone can do at this point is, just take a second to consider their positions or what their contingency plans might be. It's all very crystal ball at this stage. No one knows exactly what's going to happen. And like I say, things like panic buying or any other drastic actions by a business, I don't think is going to do anyone any favours. But you've got to have a plan in place. You've got to think, if the worst was to happen, if things were going to, if this negative, what is my, go-to plan? I think in automotive, what we're going to see is a reduced footfall to showrooms. As consumer confidence will probably take a dip. Just last weekend in Italy, they put a public lockdown in place, banning travel to red areas and reducing the amount of places where large number of people can gather, so such as cancelling events and stuff. Do I think that's going to happen in this country? Maybe, maybe not. But I think consumer confidence is certainly going to take a dive. People are going to be less keen to go out. I think retail is going to definitely be affected. There'll be a lot more, supermarkets doing home deliveries, which are already a loss-making, part of their business. So supermarkets would definitely struggle more. For automotive, I think that it's going to be a real test for deal and deliver sites. Anyone who can deposit a car online, make a transaction and deliver it the next day is going to be really tested. I think it's going to be really exciting to see. Many organisations, including ours, have already put in contingency plans, such as banning international travel and also ban on inter-office travel as a way of minimising the spread. And I think that's a really smart thing to do.
I completely agree. But perhaps online, the online appetite for the car market, I don't think it will be as affected. I think we're really going to see a surge of activity online, as you said, the sort of deposits, purchase, deliver, sort of full scale purchasing of a vehicle online. I think that might go the other way and increase. That's obviously not limited to, but you can then look at finance applications. So things like, your online journey is now, or potentially more, going to become more important, that online showroom, to be able to deliver that service that you deliver so well at dealership level, face to face.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think dealers are really going to be tested with how strong their online offering is. Any dealer that hasn't been looking at the UX or interface of their online showroom is going to, really struggle to stay competitive. People simply aren't going to, turn up on your forecourt and get in a car for a test drive. They're just not going to do that anymore, I don't think. And I think that's going to last for at least another month or two. So if you haven't got a website that can highly convert traffic, that can engage a buyer, that tells them everything that they need to know, and then gives them the option of do they want to reserve, do they want to put a hold on it with a deposit, whatever. If you haven't got that powerful tool on your website, then you are going to struggle to stay competitive. But yeah, I'm not a betting man, but I'd certainly say that's the way things are going.
You've got a good point about consumers or customers having to be sort of more self-serving than usual. I don't think the appetite for the cars, or the want or need for people to have a new car or buy a new car will diminish. It will just need to adapt and evolve and be more sort of self-serving.
Yeah, and I think it will slow down in the short term for sure.
Yeah.
New car sales in China took a 90% hit during this time, and I think people are going to be less confident and less in a rush to go out and buy the new 20 plate.
Yeah.
So I am fearful to see what those new sales records are with us.
It's about how to adapt to it, though, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, absolutely.
And by sitting there and doing nothing, to sort of think on your feet is the right thing to do, and try and think outside the box or get outside the comfort zone. Certainly for the industry, is traditionally has been very much face-to-face showroom visits.
Yeah.
But look, Carsnip's looking to support dealers completely and adapt to the inevitable change in the environment. We want to offer flexible solutions during this period, however long it might be. Therefore, what we've come up with the idea of doing as part of this support package that we're offering is a 2-week free advertisement to help you sort of weather this storm. It also enables you to test our channel as a way of competing online and keeping up your rate of inquiry, despite as we said earlier, what we suspect would be lower footfall into the showrooms. Now, the 2 weeks free advertising is available to all dealers for feed-based campaigns that start before the 1st of April.
Now, to be fair, I think this is a really good move, and I'm pleased that as a management team we've been able to put together an offer that can support dealers compete online when their physical locations may struggle a little bit more. But let's not forget, this is a fluid situation, right? So we may look to review this offer. We also want to hear feedback from our dealers. Come and tell us what are the challenges. We're sitting here now trying to put a contingency plan together to support dealers, but you guys are the ones that know what's going to happen. So as you experience pain points, come and tell us, and we will endeavour to put together support packages, discounts. If we have to move to something more drastic like payment holidays, we will look to do that as the situation continues. But for now, we're certainly urging independents and car supermarkets who want to see how they can compete online, because less people are going to be on their forecourt, come and contact us and take advantage of this completely zero obligation, free offer. All we're going to do is give you 2 weeks of Carsnip advertising. You'll get promoted on a premium listing. It won't cost you a penny. And at the end of the 2 weeks, we'll give you all the data that you need to understand whether that was a success or not. And hopefully, as this plays out towards the end of the month, you'll be able to see how impactful this situation is going to be. We'll all understand the impact on the industry, and then we'll see how we're going to help you in April. But it's a fluid situation, so please tell us what your problems are as they develop.
So until next time, thanks for listening, guys. And as Phil says, if you've got any questions, fire them straight to us.
Yeah, so you can contact us at sales@carsnip.com or look me and Paul up on LinkedIn, and we'll be happy to help. Thank you.
Cheers.